Okay, hello everyone. I have remembered to film an intro to a 3 looks, 1 palette video. Today, as you all already know, blah blah blah, this is a video, 3 looks, 1 palette using the Pat McGrath Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. I think is V5, I think so. You'd think that I would have Googled that by now. I haven't. Anyway, this is what she looks like. Stunning, beautiful, a luxurious palette for sure. I did not pay full price for this. I used a gift card to buy this, so I mean, bear that in mind. But I just wanted to make this video because I feel like even though it is a 10 pan, essentially a 10 pan neutral palette, I mean, you do have this quad that's pretty fun, but it is pretty neutral in general, especially compared to the other palettes that I use a lot on my channel. But I wanted to like play with it, enjoy it, showcase what I would do with it, and just have fun enjoying my makeup, which is essentially what my channel is all about. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the 3 looks. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the first look using the Pat McGrath Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. I think it's Mothership 5. Look at this beauty. We're going to be doing some very exciting neutral looks. So I think I want to do something that's inspired by the cover of the packaging for this palette. So like a half cut crease kind of deal. I want to use this shade right here. This is the shade Entrapment, right? Yes. As a transition shade, and and before I said that it wasn't light enough to use it as a transition shade, but I have used it once before, and these shades are just so blendable that I find that if I use a light hand, I can sheer it out enough that it doesn't look too dark. So that's just what I'm going to do right now. And now I'm going to take the shade Disobedient, which is this darker brown. It's the darker brown. I'm going to run this through my outer corner and through my crease as well. And now I'm going to take the shade Xtreme Aubergine, which is this dark eggplant color, and use this to deepen everything up a little bit more. I absolutely love this shade. I think it makes such a great addition to the palette, as opposed to like a really, really dark brown. I just think it makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut my crease and then I'll be right back. Hello. Okay, so now before I do anything on my lid, I'm just going to take a little bit, nope, not of that shade, a little bit of the mid-tone brown that I use and run that over my crease and tap this onto my lid as well. And then I'm gonna do basically the same thing with the eggplant shade and deepen up my outer corner one more time. Now I'm going to take the shade Bronze Blaze, which is this bronze shade right up in the middle here. I'm gonna spray that and I'm gonna put it right in the middle of my lid. And then on the inner part of my eye, I'm gonna take the shade Astral Luna Gold because I want to see how this performs like just by itself. Probably not the best, but you never know till you try. I'm gonna just give that a little spray to hopefully help it stick down a bit better, and just put this, like I said, right here. Okay, so I think we're gonna bring it all together when I intensify things with my fingers. So to finish just all the details off, I'm going to just take a little bit, I always keep going in with that, a little bit more with that. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of that mid-tone brown and just blend it into the bronze shade. And then take the first brown that I used and just blend that over everything, just to merge everything together one more time, help with the blend. And then I'm going to take the shade Skin Show Divine Glow, which is just this satin right at the beginning of the palette. Oops. And use this to highlight my brow bone. And then now I'm going to go in with Bronze Blaze, I believe, and then the topper shade on my fingers and intensify this on my lid. Yeah, they definitely shine with finger application. Especially, I mean, it goes without saying, the topper shade, like, there's really no comparison with like a brush and fingertip. I'm feeling very glitzy. And then just for a little bit more definition, I'm gonna go in with Xtreme Aubergine on a tiny brush and just define this area, just also because of the glitter. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna keep things simple. I'm gonna go in with the mid-tone brown and just blend this all along. Okay, so my camera just ran out of memory, and then I think I accidentally fucked up a setting, so if I look weird, that's why. But I just did my lower lash line and I just blended all the shades that I blended into my crease out. It's really not that revolutionary. Now I'm just going to take the shade Guilty Pleasure, which is this taupe. I'm just going to take that on my pinky and just put this at the beginning, like on the inner part of my lower lash line, just so that I can say I used it, because I don't know if I'm actually going to use this in another look or not. So it's going here. And then I'm gonna take the like Skin Show Divine whatever shade. I'm gonna give that one spray of water and then put this on my inner corner. I haven't used this on my inner corner yet, so I want to see how well I can like make this pop. I don't hate it. It's like a nice inner corner shade. It's not the best that I've ever used, but it's fine. So I'm just gonna finish up the rest of my eyes, probably put a little bit of black on my outer corners, and then conclude. Okay, and so this is the finished look. Feeling like a basic bitch, but I'm loving it, every second of it. So, yeah, on my waterline, I used ColourPop Best O because it's like a plummy shade. It kind of played into the like eggplant color that I have in my crease and stuff. And then on my lips, I have Makeup Forever Endless Cacao, of course. I blended it out with a little bit of the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Sandstorm, and then I used the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Diamond Milk. I love it, and I did end up putting a little bit of black in my outer corner. I just used my Pat McGrath single black in the shade Dark Matter. And my lashes are random Amazon lashes. Yeah, I love it. I feel expensive. I feel like I'm going to an important place, an important dinner, a red carpet. If I were going to like a red carpet event, this is probably the look that I would wear in my alternate life as a famous person. I don't know, but I really like it. It's so sparkly. I love how sparkly these shadows are, and it may be basic, but I am into it. So let's get into the second look. Okay, hello, welcome to the second look in the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction video. I am in a different place, so I've moved, well, I just switched my stuff around, so this is the first ever thing that I'm filming in this position, so if something looks fucked, that would be why. So I'm going to do like a halo eye today, think maybe something not quite so structured. I probably won't include the blending of the mattes just because you've already seen the blending of these mattes already, but I am just going to take the shade Entrapment and use this as a transition shade. Now I'm going to take the shade Disobedient, which is that darker brown, and I'm just going to focus this on the inner and outer corner on my lid and then also blend this through my crease. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Extreme Aubergine, that dark purple shade, and concentrate this in the same places in my inner and outer corner and then through my crease as well. Okay, so that's built up. Now I'm going to take this beautiful shade VR Fire Opal, and I'm just gonna put this all in the center of my lid. Sorry if you can hear the construction noises in the background. I'm going to give that a little spray just to make it the most intense it can be, and then just put it everywhere. And then I'm just going to take some of that mid-tone brown and just right now blend it into the shade on my lid. Then I might take a little bit more of the Extreme Aubergine shade, just run it over the edge of this sparkly shade. And then, what am I going to do? Then I might take the first lightest brown and just buff this over the edges. And then I'm gonna go back into this metallic shade or the sparkly shade and then just intensify that on my lid and basically bring it up to my brow. That's so pretty. I cannot even handle it. Now I'm going to take the shade Blitz Flame, this red metallic shade, and I'm going to take this dry and I'm just going to blend this all under my eye. Okay, so that maybe wasn't quite as impactful as I would wish, but it's fine. I have a little notification. Why? I think it's okay. Now I'm going to take that deeper, where is my pencil brush? Now I'm going to take that darker purple again, the Xtreme Aubergine shade, and just use this to deepen my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take the lightest brown and just blend this all out. And then I'm going to take my pinky and take the shade that I used on my lid and put this in the center of my lower lash line. And then finally I'm going to take the shade Skin Show Divine Glow and put this on my brow bone. Okay, so this is the finished look. I also put that Skin Show Divine Glow shade in my inner corner, but my camera cut off, so I just figured I'd finish up. On my lips, I used the exact same lip combo as I did in the first look because I just loved it so much. And my lashes are random lashes. Maybe not the best shape for this look, but whatever. I am obsessed with this shade. It is so pretty. It's such a beautiful like green pink duochrome that's so sparkly. I don't know that I love this red shade underneath my eyes. I feel like I wanted it to be a little bit more impactful, but I still really like this look, and I like the shade that's like the statement shade. I just want to wear this every day now. It's so pretty. Hopefully, like I said before, my lighting is okay because things have been changing. But I have really nothing else to say. So let's just get into the third look. Okay, hello. Welcome to the third look using the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. Today I'm going to be doing kind of like a more smoky, like just blown out look that's a little bit simpler. So I'm just going to start again with the shade Entrapment and use this as a transition shade. Okay, and okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Disobedient, which is that same mid-toned brown. And this time I'm just going to take it and I'm going to basically run it over my entire eyelid and just blend it up. And now I'm going to take Xtreme Aubergine and I'm going to use this to deepen my outer corner and bring it through my crease. Okay, so now for all over my lid, I'm going to take the shade Rose Gold 005. And I'm just gonna put this, just take this on my finger. It's so sparkly. Ugh, never focuses on my finger. Whatever. But I'm just going to, I mean, look at that. Ugh. I'm just gonna put this everywhere. I mean, come on. And then just for shits and gigs, I'm going to take the shade Guilty Pleasure, this metallic taupe. I haven't really used this a lot. I'm going to take that on my finger and then also just tap it kind of like right here, transitioning this from my outer corner and then onto my lid, although yeah, it's not really translating. I think this might be, I haven't actually used the shade like in a major way, but this might be the one shade that isn't quite so, like on my finger it looks really pretty, but I don't think it is really transferring. And like its swatch is pretty, but I don't think it's like transferring onto my eyes. Okay, that didn't really work. So let me take a little bit more of the rose gold shade to just kind of put that over here. I mean, this shade is definitely not a disappointment though. Now I'm going to take the shade Skin Show Divine Glow and use this to highlight my brow bone. And then I might take just a little bit more, where's my little brush? Here it is, of Xtreme Aubergine. and put this in my outer corner a little bit more. So for my lower lash line, I'm literally just going to do the exact same thing that I did in the first look, mostly, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to take that mid-tone brown shade called, it's either Disobedient or Entrapment, and just blend this all along my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take Xtreme Aubergine and use this to deepen my lower lash line. And now I'm going to take the lighter of the browns and just use this to blend my lower lash line out. This may be boring, but these neutral browns are just like giving me everything like that I want. I've just had such a good time wearing these tones. It's like so grungy and just like an effortless kind of way. So for my inner corner, I'm just going to keep with this sparkle, and I'm going to take the shade Astral Luna Gold. I'm going to give that a spray just so it sticks, and then put this in my inner corner. Now I'm going to take just a single black eyeshadow, or any black eyeshadow. I'm just using the Pat McGrath Single Shadow in Dark Matter, which is just a matte black just because I have it. But like it's just a matte black eyeshadow. And I'm just going to do a little wing with this. Like a smudgy wing. Okay, so here we are. I meant to do a smoking liner. This eye got messed up, and then one thing led to another, and now I just have a really strong black outer corner. I don't hate it, but I'm just letting you know that my plans changed a little bit. And then I just added a little bit more of the rose gold shade just over top because I blended a lot of black. So this is where we ended up. So now I'm just going to do my lips, do my lashes, come back, and conclude. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. I really like it. It's so sparkly. This rose gold shade is like so insanely beautiful. It's wild. So on my lips, I used, again, the ColourPop eyeliner in the shade Mr. Bing's lip liner, and I blended that into my lips using the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner and Sandstorm, and then I put the Essence Clear Gloss over it. I've been loving like a heavily lined glossy lip. There's something about these like neutral browns, like neutral brown smoky eyes, that just makes me want to do this. I don't know. So my thoughts overall on this Pat McGrath palette after doing a first impressions and these 3 looks and using it just in my own time, I have to say, like, in terms of like quality and how all of these shadows perform, I'm a fan. Like, I think they're all really beautiful. This shade, Guilty Pleasure, I haven't actually used on my eyes in a major way yet. Like, I haven't put it all over my lid. So I don't really know how that will work. Based on my impressions of it now, I'm not like super in love with it. This would be like, if I had one disappointing shade, this would probably be it. It doesn't really work, or hasn't worked as well, just like patting it on. I imagine that using a brush and like putting it all over my lid, it will be okay, but unfortunately, like, I had these looks planned out and it didn't really fit into them. But the other shimmer shades, so there's a lot of different formulas. So this Skin Show Divine Glow is more of like a satin shade. I think it's pretty. I think you can build it up to make it a little bit more punchy if you want to use it like in your inner corner. It's a little bit more like goldy peach. It's not just like a stark champagne, so I think that makes it probably more wearable for a wider variety of skin tones. Does it excite me? No. This shade, the shade Bronze Blaze, is more of like a sparkly, more almost traditional metallic with like lots of like sparkle in it. I think that this actually may unfortunately have actual glitter, but I'm not 100% sure. Really beautiful, sparkly a very beautiful bronze shade. This shade, Blitz Flame, is a different kind of formula as well. It's more of like a baked, not super sparkly formula, but I think it's really beautiful. I did use this under my lower lash line in the second look. I didn't love it that way, but all over the lid, it is absolutely stunning. So smooth, really bright and impactful. I think it's a really beautiful red. These two shades, this shade, the rose gold shade that I'm wearing all over my lids today, and then this shade, VR Fire Opal, almost feel very similar to me. So sparkly, so glitzy and beautiful. I absolutely love them. I can see myself reaching for them all the time. They're stunning shades. This, especially this duochrome, is like such an intensely beautiful duochrome. I do think it's really beautiful. And then we have the shade Astro Luna Gold, which is what I'm wearing in my inner corners today. I reach for this all the time. Whenever I use this palette, basically, it's a really beautiful, super sparkly topper shade. And I have to say, like, all of the shimmers, I guess with the exception of this one that I don't have a super informed opinion on yet, I love. I can see myself reaching for them all the time. They give me like the texture and intensity that I want from most regular metallic shades, and that I use my indie shadows to kind of supplement. And I don't feel like I have to reach for any other like shimmery eyeshadow products when I use this palette. The mattes, I've used Pat McGrath's mattes before, and I know I love them. They blend beautifully, they build up, they're like pigmented, but not so pigmented that you can't work with them. I think it's such a beautiful matte formula. And so overall, I've loved all the looks that I've created using this. I tried to do like as different looks as I could do using a palette that is essentially a 10 pan, relatively neutral palette, but I have felt so beautiful in all of the looks that I made. Even though maybe they're not the most exciting, I think they still have a really big impact, and I especially love the shimmer shades, and I love like the matte shades. I just think this palette is such a dream to work with. Would I ever say that, oh, you need to like, this is a palette that everyone should like run out and buy, or like save up your money and buy it? No, like if you don't have this palette, you're not missing out. It's an incredibly expensive palette. I myself didn't even buy this like full price. I bought it with a gift card. So I think I spent like $20 of my money on it. And it's a beautiful piece of makeup that I have loved and will continue to love and use and admire. But it would never be something that I would be like, oh, you're missing out if you don't have it. You can't find any like shadows that perform similarly. Like, this is such a unique, incredible formula. I've never used anything like it before. No, but if you are a makeup fan and you want something that's like really like the most luxurious thing that you could ever want, and you like sparkly eyeshadow, I don't think anyone would be disappointed by this. If you really only use like super satin shades and you don't like texture, you don't like glitter, I actually think this palette would not be good for you, because so many of the shades are so like textured and like glittery. I like that, but if you that's not your jam, then I would steer clear. But yeah, like, I did this video because I wanted to use this palette. I wanted to showcase what you can do with this palette, or at least what I would have done with this palette, and just like as a way of enjoying the new makeup that has come into my life. But it's definitely not something, I mean, I don't really think you need obviously any eyeshadow palettes, but especially for this, I would stress, like, if you want a luxury palette and you want a luxury experience, or if you want to like wait for a sale, or you save up gift card money or whatever, and you want to put that money towards this, I think it's an absolutely beautiful product. I know a lot of people say Pat McGrath is overhyped. Personally, I prefer her formula to Natasha Denona formula. I think Natasha Denona is a little overhyped, but yeah, I think you would definitely not be disappointed if you decided to save up and treat yourself to this palette or get it on sale or whatever. I honestly would say in general, get it on sale if you can. Don't pay full price for this. But yeah, I had a really such a great time using this palette and making this video, and I hope you had a great time watching it. Let me know if you've tried Pat McGrath and what you think. I know I hear a lot of people say that they think Pat McGrath's overhyped, so let me know. Let me know what you think. I also know a lot of people who are like die-hard Pat McGrath stans, so I feel like there's a lot of division surrounding Pat McGrath, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. And let me just end it here because this is enough talking. Thank you honestly so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! But this is the last look in this video, and thus brings this video to an end. What? But yeah, but this is the last look. What am I saying?